Cześć, witajcie. Dzisiaj kontynuujemy naszą przygodę w grze Dziedzictwo Hogwartu. Ostatnim razem udało nam się dostać do Hogwartu. Zostaliśmy przydzieleni do domu Ravenclaw i wylądowaliśmy w naszym pokoju. A więc mamy teraz znaleźć nasz pokój wspólny. Tutaj minimapa pokazuje, z tego co widzę, żeby iść po schodach. Okej. Rozejrzyjmy się, jak tutaj wszystko wygląda. No fajnie, bardzo schludnie. Przejrzyście. Okej, powinniśmy się przedstawić. Dobra, zacznijmy od Everetta.
One moment. Watch this.
What is this? Someone threw a dung bomb. Let's get out of here.
That wasn't quite the reaction I wanted. Oh well.
Right. What did you hope would happen?
I suppose I hoped it would lighten the mood. Ravenclaws can be a bit on edge the first day of class. I'm Everett, by the way. You seem downright calm next to some of these characters, and you survived a rather harrowing trip here.
Nie możemy się doczekać zajęć.
I'm glad to be here. Ready for classes to start.
Good. Glad to hear it. Truly, there's no reason to be nervous. Most professors are firm but fair. I mean, not all of the tricks I play are as simple as a tossed dung bomb, and I'm still here.
Wait, did you say most professors are fun but fair?
Ha! I did. But probably best I let you judge for yourself. I do tend to push their limits. I should wander off before someone traces that dung bomb back to me. Nice meeting you.
You too, Everett.
Czyli Amit to... Nie, Everett to typowy klasowy clown. Dobra, może porozmawiamy z Amitem.
Why, hello. Would you like to take a look? Can't see too much in the day. Well, except for stars like Sirius, Canopus, Vega, and Arcturus. I'm Amit. Pleasure to have you in Ravenclaw. Never met someone who's been so close to a dragon before.
Can't say I'd recommend it, frankly. It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like astronomy?
Oh, yes. So much to be learned from the stars. Also, there's something about the open air and night sky above the tower. It's invigorating. You will adore astronomy. Professor Shaw is incredibly knowledgeable.
I hope astronomy's on my schedule. Sounds interesting.
I have good news for you. You are most definitely taking astronomy. It is required for all fifth years. You will be enthralled with the tower. Plus, a quality telescope can show you things you never dreamed of.
I suppose I'll see you in class then.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of class, better get to my first one of the year. Nothing like the smell of fresh parchment, is there? Be seeing you.
Okej. Została nam Samantha.
That's not right either. I want him to be in the perfect place. A place he'll be happy with. But I can't seem to find it. Great golden gobstones! I want him to thrive here.
Golden gobstones.
My own little expression. I bought this Dittany seedling from home and I so want him to feel cozy. Dittany is amazing, isn't it? So much healing power in such a little plant. I've a bit of a thing for plants, as you can see. Pleased to meet you. I'm Samantha.
Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion?
It is. Looks like someone's been studying up on their potion making.
Actually, Professor Fig told me about the Wiggenweld potion.
Of course. I heard you were studying with him before term. He's an enigma fig. Teaches about theory, yet seems to know a lot about practical magic.
Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic.
Well, I hope he told you about more than Wiggenweld. You've lots to catch up on, I'm sure.
Może miał jeszcze wypytać, czy to niepuchoni lubią
An
rośliny?
affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it?
Ordinarily, perhaps, but it runs in my family. We've a full plot of these little fellows back home. I suppose you could say herbology is in my roots.
Czy większość uczniów sama hoduje swoje składniki?
Is it common practice for students to grow their own ingredients?
Oh, yes. In fact, our herbology teacher, Professor Garlick, encourages it. And I don't think Professor Sharp, our potions master, cares where you get your ingredients as long as your brews are all perfect.
Okej.
It was nice to meet you, Samantha. Good luck with your dittany.
Thank you. And good luck to you too on your first day.
Swoją drogą ciekawie się nazywa pani profesor. Pani profesor Czosnek. Dobra. Spotkałem się z profesor Wesley przed pokojem wspólnym.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Okej, a więc
This way.
dostaliśmy książkę, która ma nam pomóc w nadrobieniu
The
zaległości.
guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Why don't you cast Revelio on this bust and see what details the field guide can provide?
Revelio.
Po piersie Ravenclaw, strona przewodnika. Po piersie stworzone, by uczcić dom Ravenclaw. Znajduje się we wniosłej wieży Ravenclaw. Właśnie odblokowano wyzwanie przewodnika. Tutaj pojawiają się twoje postępy w wypełnianiu wyzwań. Wyzwania przewodnika są jedyną możliwością zdobycia punktów doświadczenia. Okej. Trzeba będzie mieć to na uwadze. Oto twój czarodziejski poziom. Punkty doświadczenia zdobyte w wyzwaniach zwiększają twój poziom i moc. Przewodnik śledzi twoje postępy w wyzwaniach. Wybierz menu wyzwań, aby kontynuować. Zebranie pierwszej strony przewodnika odblokowało nową kategorię wyzwań. Nowe wyzwania odblokowane w trakcie twojej przygody pojawiają się właśnie tutaj. Wybierz strony przewodnika, aby kontynuować. Każde wyzwanie ma poziomy. Za każdy ukończony poziom zostają odblokowane nagrody specjalne od wyglądów aż po istotne modyfikacje. Nagrody odbiera się z menu wyzwań. Zaglądaj tam często, by odebrać odblokowane nagrody. Czyli jak zbierzemy jeszcze jedną stronę przewodnika, dostaniemy uroczyste okulary Hogwartu. Ok.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Revelio.
A więc teraz co 5 metrów będę rzucał Revelio.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
Jakaś zagadka. Może zostawimy to na później.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Odkryto punkt szybkiej podróży płomieni Few. Możesz otworzyć mapę w dowolnym momencie, aby szybko podróżować do dowolnych odkrytych płomieni Few. Hogwart jest podzielony na dwa główne obszary. Po lewej stronie mapy znajdują się kwatery mieszkalne uczniów i nauczycieli, a także pokoje wspólne domów i wielka sala. Wybierz rejon wielkich schodów, aby kontynuować. W tym widoku możesz zobaczyć płomienie Few dostępne w tym regionie. Zielone płomienie Few reprezentują płomienie już odkryte, w tym pokój wspólny twojego domu. Szare płomienie Few oznaczają położenie nieodkrytych płomieni. Możemy się do nich teleportować. Po prawej stronie mapy są błonia, gdzie możesz znaleźć pracownie i inne ważne miejsca szkoły, takie jak wieża astronomiczna, biblioteka czy szklarnie. Wybierz rejon aneksu biblioteki, aby kontynuować. Profesor Weasley odblokowała dla ciebie płomienie Few w sali głównej. Użyj A lub D, aby obrócić mapę. I naciśnij spację, aby przenieść się płomieniami Few do sali głównej.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Spory wydaje się Hogwart na pierwszy rzut oka.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Czy może mi pani powiedzieć więcej o lekcjach zaklęć?
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard and a talented teacher.
Czym jest obrona przed czarną magią?
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. For Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
A czym jest Hogsmeade?
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Dobra, wszystko wiemy.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
No, powiedzmy.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today, and remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you, and invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Nie chciałem, żeby tak wyszło, ale prawie wkopałem profesora Figa. Miałem o tym nie rozmawiać.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
Nie.
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Z poziomu mapy możesz śledzić dostępne misje. Otwórz mapę. Ten symbol przedstawia główne misje. Przechodzenie głównych misji rozwinie fabułę, odblokuje nowe funkcje i zapewni punkty doświadczenia. Niektóre misje są zablokowane ze względu na wymagania zaklęć i lub poziomu. Kółeczka. W takich przypadkach musisz mieć wymagany poziom i lub niezbędne zaklęcie, aby aktywować misję. Nowe zaklęcia możesz zdobyć wykonując zadania profesorów lub jako nagrody z misji. Przejść misję używając myszki, aby kontynuować. Ok, czyli mamy dwie misje główne. Zajęcia z zaklęć. Mapa przewodnika wskazuje, że lekcje profesora Ronena odbywają się w skrzydle astronomicznym. Ten zamek jest olbrzymi. Zaczarowany kompas z przewodnika pomoże znaleźć mi drogę. Aha, jako nagrodę dostaniemy zaklęcie Accio. Zajęcia z obrony przed czarną magią. Mapa przewodnika wskazuje, że lekcje profesor Hackett odbywają się w dolnej części skrzydła astronomicznego. Łatwo będzie się zgubić w tym zamku. Zaczarowany kompas przewodnika pomoże znaleźć mi drogę. I w nagrodę dostaniemy zaklęcie Levioso. A więc Accio czy Levioso? Może zacznijmy od tego.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Okej. Misja ukończona. Witaj w Hogwarcie. A więc odblokowaliśmy zaczarowany kompas, który prowadzi nas do tego, czego szukamy. Dobra, w takim razie chodźmy na lekcję obrony przed czarną magią. Okej, odkryliśmy
Imagine how
teleport.
inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
A, zapomniałem, że możemy biegać. Rozpocznij misję.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hackett!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Spróbujmy.
Levioso!
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast.
dummy deflected your cast. This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Okej, przebij się przez żółtą tarczę przy pomocy jednego z zaklęć kontroli. Żółty kolor. Jako zaklęcie lewitacji Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Now, the basic cast. Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Leviosa.
Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it. I know. Protego.
Tego. Those things.
Leviosa.
A perfectly executed Levioso.
This can't be your first duel. Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right, that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Dobra, więc udało nam się zaliczyć lekcję. Nauczyliśmy się zaklęcia Levioso.
Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Porozmawiamy z Sebastianem.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way, didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
Misja ukończona, zajęcia z obrony przed czarną magią. O, i mamy drugi poziom. Aczkolwiek jeszcze nie jestem pewien, co możemy z tym zrobić. Tak naprawdę to chyba nic. Tutaj mamy wyzwanie, żeby zbierać kartki przewodnika. Kolejne wyzwanie... Ok, aby ukończyć misję główną. I tak się składa, że jedną część już ukończyliśmy. Nagroda, legendarne rękawice. Okej, odbierz. Kolejna za ukończenie 4 dodatkowych misji. No to skoro mamy rękawiczkę, to może inwentarz. Akcesoria na ręce. Nie ma żadnych magicznych właściwości. Ale przynajmniej stylowo wygląda. Akcesoria na szyję. Beżowy szalik. Niekoniecznie. Twarz, głowa. Peleryna i szaty. Nic za bardzo nie mamy. Ale to wszystko z czasem odblokujemy. Dobra, kolekcje. Co tutaj jest? Czyli tutaj są typowo przedmioty kosmetyczne. Możemy sobie zmienić wygląd w menu wyposażenia. Spróbujmy, zobaczymy jak to wygląda. A więc wyposażenie, szata. Zmień wygląd. Czyli domyślnie mamy po prostu szatę, tradycyjną szatę szkolną. Możemy sprawić, żeby była niewidzialna. Szata czarnej magii. No, wygląda całkiem ciekawie. I szata entuzjastów domu. Czyli szata domu Ravenclaw. Zostaniemy chyba przy tej na razie. Rękawiczki też możemy zmienić wygląd. Tak, na te co właśnie dostaliśmy. Legendarne rękawice. Rękawice czarnej magii. To są całkiem ciekawe. Akcesoria na głowę. Ciemny kaszkiet. No, tak średnio bym powiedział. Chyba, że jakiś inny wygląd. Nie, dobra. Ściągnijmy to. Dobra. Wybierzmy się na kolejne zajęcia.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Zobaczmy, czy nie możemy się przez przypadek przeteleportować. Odblokowano misje poboczne. Szara tarcza. Dostępne misje poboczne można znaleźć w Hogwarcie, oznaczone jako chorągiewka lub odkryć przemierzając świat. Zapewniają punkty doświadczenia, ale nie posuwają do przodu głównej historii. Nie bardzo widzę. Aha, tutaj są, okej. Dobra. Okej, a więc zobaczmy, gdzie jest kolejna lekcja. Wychodzi na to, że jest tuż obok, więc równie dobrze możemy pójść na piechotę.
What have you done? Yes, I said forever, but this wasn't what I meant at all. Well, are you happy now?
Please wait!
Tak, na wieczność. Dobra. Tędy. Niby tuż obok, ale kilka pięter widzę wyżej.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Okej. Rozpocznijmy kolejne lekcje.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Dobra, kolejne zaklęcie do nauki. Tym razem Akio.
Akio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
No, całkiem ciekawy ten profesor.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done.
Okej, więc zaklęcie przywołujące Akio przyciąga cel bliżej osoby rzucającej. Naciśnij przypisany przycisk, aby rzucić Akio i przyciągnąć cel bliżej. Następnie naciśnij przycisk ponownie, by przerwać zaklęcie. Dobra, spróbujmy. Aj, za późno. Znowu za późno.
Excellent control there.
Na farcie.
Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Tak sobie myślę, czy uda nam się zrzucić jej kulę. Tylko, że też, żebym jej nie przesunął na 50. O, tego co się obawiałem właśnie. Może być ciężko to wygrać. Mhm. A więc muszę wylądować na 50, żeby chociaż zremisować. Dobra. Kurde. Tym razem się nie udało.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go!
Ładny początek. Zobaczymy, czy uda nam się to przebić. Dobra. Spróbujmy teraz.
Very good.
Let us see this.
O, jaka szkoda. Dobra, żebym tego teraz nie skrzanił.
Do not think I was suffering easy on you now. Quite impressive.
I skrzaniłem. A nie, zaliczyło. 30 punktów. Okej, czyli to jest jej ostatnia kula. Muszę minimum 40, żeby wygrać. No dobra, trzeba celować w 50. Pięknie. Muszę powiedzieć, że nie było to łatwe.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Okej, możemy się wypytać trochę.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Jak wygląda szkoła
Is
Ugadu?
Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Czy magia jest taka sama w Ugadu?
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Dziękuję, że opowiedziałaś mi o Ugadu.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Bastian. You know it won't work on humans.
Okej, zobaczmy, co nam powie profesor Ronan.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Dobrze, kochanie, myślę, że zakończymy tutaj dzisiejszy odcinek i będziemy kontynuowali następnym razem. Cześć, trzymajcie się.